played piano for years, but I grew up in New York City and started as a trumpet player. I took 7 years of trumpet lessons. I played the trumpet through school, was in the marching band and all that. Went in the Air Force band after school, and then I was in the Cowboy band here at Hardin-Simmons, and thought I was going to be a trumpet player. But piano, I picked up by ear along the way, and that was always fun. I admired piano players because they had all the notes there. They didn't have to get a band together. My grandparents had a piano, an old out-of-tune upright piano that my grandfather played by ear. And when he'd get off the piano, I'd get up there and experiment and play a little bit. And then there was a little toy organ that worked with air, and you press the buttons, white buttons for major chords and black buttons for minor chords, and you could press them slow and hear the notes come in. So I was teaching myself theory without even realizing it. And I think that helped my ear a lot before I ever even took the trumpet up. New York, I was in until I graduated high school, and then I spent the summer home, and then I went in the Air Force band. I had auditioned in June of that year and went in September. Had to go to basic training in San Antonio for 6 weeks, and that had nothing to do with the band. But then I was out on the West Coast for playing with a band out there. After I got out, I went back home to New York, and my sister had come to school down here. So she told the band director here at Hardin-Simmons about me, and he wrote me a letter, invited me to come down. For nothing better to do, I decided to come on down. I'm glad I did. I was majoring in music theory and trumpet, and enjoyed writing and creating and making stuff up. And trumpet was my major, and I took lessons from a great guy here named Bill Owens. But I didn't like juries. I didn't like playing. I could play for thousands of people like I did with the Air Force and Carnegie Hall and other places, but you put 3 or 4 people in front of me that are judging me, and I'd get all nervous. My mouth would dry up and air come out, and then I start shaking, and all this is stuff you can't hear on the piano if you're nervous. But trumpet, boy, you can hear all that, and I didn't like that. So I'd had enough, and I quit school. I'd heard of a job, or a friend of mine that went to school here heard of a job at Crystal's Pizza here in town, and she wanted to sing with me. So I said, all right, let's try to do that. I played for her songs, and then I played some instrumentals once in a while. Slowly. There's also a Fairway Oaks Country Club. That was technically my first job I got right out of school here. When people started asking me for songs, I didn't realize how many songs I actually knew, because they'd actually have to hum them to me. I said, hum a few bars, and they'd tell me, oh yeah, I do know that one. I started putting the titles with the song. And I know about 5,000 songs now, but the same 50 get requested over and over. Because as soon as I started playing piano, and that's how I made money, and that's how when I did my taxes, I had to report that, and I thought, oh yeah, this is my job. I'm making a living, and it was a business almost right away. I like to get out there and play and not think about the business or the money or anything else. And if I'm doing my job right, those things fall into place. But I'd say what thrills me the most, though, is when I'm playing, and I think mostly for families and kids. Most of the places I play have been restaurants or schools, things like that. I really enjoy. When I'm playing just for an older crowd, adults, or once in a while if it was a bar, restaurant/bar, I lose half my crowd and I lose half my repertoire. There's stuff they just don't want to hear. Whereas now playing in the Bean, Disney rules, and then you go from there. Everything from Sesame Street to Star Wars, so you never know what they're going to ask for. And that's always been part of the fun for me. I love requests because it's a good variety. You never know what they're going to ask for next, and I try to learn what gets asked for the most. Because when I talk to them, I can find out whether it's the Bean or in a restaurant or somewhere, where they're coming from, and maybe more of what's important to them, just in a simple few sentences. So I know what to hone in on the music, what type of music they'll want, or what era. Well, I walk in the room and I just adjust to the audience. Whatever they're asking for, I give them more of it. I take the first request and run with it, and if I get more, I'll just do that. But piano is great. It's been a lot of fun playing for people here in Abilene for years, and gotten to know everybody. And a lot of people seem to know me and enjoy the music. And it's just, I like music.